So
Yes.
as yesterday I have told you, like a Selenium is nothing but it's a open source tool that is called a free tool. Open source is nothing but like it's there is no you no need to pay any uh, amount for any licenses. So everyone, it is a free tool which will be available in the. You just go to the Google and type for Selenium, and you can just download the Selenium software and you can install it in your system. And it's a portable automation software testing tool which is used for testing the web applications related stuff, and it is a capability to operate across different browsers and operating systems. That means, yeah, so it is going to support for all the browsers like IE, Firefox, Chrome, Opera, something like that. All the browser support is going to be given by this Selenium. But if you go to some other tools, right, like this, it is, they are not supporting for different browsers and even different operating systems and all. But Selenium is supporting for even different operating systems. Like it works, if the Selenium code is going to work fine with Windows, and it's going to work fine with the Mac OS, it's going to works fine with the uh, Windows, Mac, and Linux. Okay, there is no restrictions. The Selenium code will work in anywhere in any browsers. So it is going to support with any browsers. And Selenium is like, as I told you, Selenium is not just a single tool. It's going to be a combination of some different. It's a there is some set of tools. Like there are 4 types of tools that are available in Selenium. One is Selenium IDE, Selenium RC, Selenium WebDriver, and Selenium Grid. In this, the tool which we have seen yesterday is Selenium IDE tool. So Selenium IDE is nothing but it's an integrated development environment, Selenium integrated development environment, which initially when it was developed, right, it has been developed for the Firefox plugin. So only with the Firefox, this tool is working. Apart from the Firefox, no other, it is not supporting for any other browsers initially. But now they have started supporting for even even Chrome, and then some other browser also it is supporting. On maybe around 2 to 3 browsers support is they have increased the things. And this is mainly right. This Selenium IDE tool is nothing but it's a record and playback tool. So we are just going to call it as a record and playback. That means it is going to record all the actions, whatever the actions that you have done, right? That actions is going to be recorded, and it is going to play back whenever it is required. So record all the actions or workflow of your test, and it's going to re-execute the things. So you can just simply one time you can just record and you can rerun the same script multiple times. See, here we have some disadvantages here. The Selenium IDE, right? So yesterday we have seen, right? So when we are seeing about this, what you have seen, so we'll be able to, if tomorrow there are a lot of changes are going to come into the picture, then you cannot easily change the code because the code is going to be generated by the system. So if the changes are going to happen in the development part, again, if you want to change the same code in the scripts, means it is going to be little bit difficult, one thing. And also, if there is a lot of changes comes into the picture, right? So again and again, you cannot record. Instead of recording each and every time, right? You can directly do the manual testing. You're able to understand this point.
Yes.
So because of that, it has its own disadvantages. So if you see, means around only 100% companies, or there means in that only 5% of the companies, that too whoever has very small companies. So if they does not if they does not have any proper testing team, so that kind of people, even if they have the testing team also, like they don't have any coding knowledge or anything, right? Those kind of people are still going ahead with the Selenium IDE tool. So here we don't want to have any coding knowledge, because so you, whatever the manual test engineer you are going to do, it is going to get recorded the things and it's going to play back. Okay. So that even like if test engineers are not there, testing team is not there also, any one of the person from the business analyst or management people or any one of the developer also easily they can just record the application and then they can rerun the application here. You are just getting it right.
Yes, yes.
So that means here that is called Selenium IDE tool. Now, because of this, like to overcome the disadvantages which are available in the Selenium IDE, what they have planned is instead of the script was written by the tool itself, so why can't we write the scripts? That's what the people have decided. That is the reason. So they have started with the Selenium RC. The Selenium RC is nothing but it's a remote control. So usually how the Selenium RC is going to be means it's going to be like this. So initially here the browser is going to be there, browser, and there will be some setup, there will be someone RC server is going to be there, RC server. And finally, we are just going to have one place where you are going to have either a database or otherwise some set of server that's going to be there. Okay, now if you see here, if you are just going to send the request from the browser as an just you are just going to type one of the URL here. So in the RC, what is going to happen means here before sending the request, we should start this server first. Start this server, and then only you can just send the request to this particular server. And this server is going to do the manipulations of that whatever the request that we just got it. It is going to send that particular response to the database, and the database is going to provide the response. So whatever the request that we have sent, right? Based on that particular request, it is going to send the response to the RC server, and RC server is going to do the corresponding manipulations, and it's going to send the data back to this particular browser here. So it is going to convert this data into a particular formattic data, and it's going to get displayed in this browser. You are getting it right. This is a client, so we are just going to call it as a client. This is server, RC server, and this is the place where it is a storage server or something. Storage server, okay, or anything like it's a one of the server. So here, right? So all the role, you see, the browser and this server is not directly interacting with the things. Here, the browser is going to, these two things are interacting with the help of this RC servers only. So if the RC servers goes down, right, then automatically the script is also going to get cut. There is no interactions will happen between these two client and the servers. So that is the reason, like what they have thought is this is one of the drawback of this main RC. So RC servers, always we should keep the RC servers in a start position. So whenever it goes down, everything will get collapsed. Such kind of things and a lot of things is there. So that is the reason, that is one of the disadvantages. And also in another disadvantages is, so the Selenium remote control was the flagship testing framework that allows more than simple browser actions. So that means, so it's going to be like flagship testing frameworks that is going to allow more than simple browser actions and the linear executions. So if you see here, all the tests are going to be executed in a sequential manner. That means step 1, step 2, step 3, like that we will be having, right? So once after completing step 1, it will just go to step 2, next step 3, next step 4. It is going to work in a sequential order. So you cannot like it cannot easily jump from one place to another place based on the conditions. Such kind of logical operations and all, it is not going to perform using this particular Selenium RC related things. So they have just designed this particular Selenium RC tool as a linear execution manner. So this is one of the main drawback of this Selenium RC. But it in this particular thing, so even though they have just like here they like a script which they are going to write, right? That script is not going to be generated by the system. It is going to be generated by itself. So we can write the scripts here. From here, they have started writing the scripts. So even though we are writing the script, but because of these particular disadvantages and all, they have just kept it in mind. In addition to that, right, I just want to tell you one thing. In this Selenium RC only, they have brought a concept called like the multi-language support has been brought up only in the Selenium RC. That means, see here, it makes use of the full power of programming language such as Java, C#, PHP, Python, Ruby, and Perl to create a complex test. If you want to create some kind of complex test or logical operation related stuff, then you are just going to use the that program. All programming support for this particular tool has been brought up in this Selenium RCE. But when they have started using this Selenium RCE, as I told you, Selenium RCE server, because of this server often going down, or because of that linear execution related stuff. So, and also it is supporting only for one particular framework, which is not so much flexible. Such kind of lot of disadvantages are there in this Selenium RCE. That is the reason they thought of improving this Selenium RCE tool itself. That's where the Selenium WebDrivers came into the picture. The Selenium WebDrivers is the one which you are just going to call it as a successor of Selenium RCE, which is going to send commands directly to the browsers and interact results. So see here, they have they have taken this Selenium RCE tool and they have started developing the Selenium WebDrivers using the concept of Selenium RCE. And here, what are the advantages that is having? Already, like by writing the scripts, by using the Selenium RCE, that advantages it has taken. And also this all programming language support is there, right? That is also has been taken into this WebDriver. And the other things and all, it's the right disadvantages and all. They have removed those kind of disadvantages from this, and they have implemented with the help with the web drivers. They will be able to directly interact with the RC without the RC server. That means, see here, if the browser is available, that means client is there, client browser. Here the client browser is going to be directly interact with the servers here. This is the server. That means here RC will not be available. So the interactions are going to be very much easily going to be done with the servers. Because of this, the transaction will not break at any point of time, because the client servers are going to talk directly with the main servers, and we are just going to return the data transferring and retrieving and finding out the elements are going to become very easy in this particular Selenium WebDrivers. Here it says RC. This is a WebDrivers. In the WebDrivers, right, we will not have the separate server like this and all in this web. So here it's going to get interact. Both the servers are going to directly interact. You are getting it. You are getting the point, right? So that is the reason, they have totally suppressed this Selenium RC tool itself. Nowadays, if you just go to the website, authorized website, selenium.dev, yesterday I just shown you. So selenium.dev. If you just go to this website, right, here you will be able to find selenium.dev. See here, this is the authorized website. You can also just use this website whenever it is required. You can also go through the documentations which is available if you want documents. If you want to download some set of software, you can
Server
also.
is like tool.
Pardon?
Server is like tool.
Server.
Like RC, Selenium RC.
RC, right? No, actually it is a browser. Like, see, you can just think that it is a client. Client means we as a client, right? What you can say, you. One second, just a minute. Okay, here client in the sense what, like, see, we are the people, like who is going to uh, client in the sense like our code. That means like from where web driver code. So these web drivers are going to talk directly with the browsers. It is a browser server. Actually, I should not tell like that. Maybe you are not able to understand. This is our web driver code. Our web driver code is going to talk directly with the web browsers. Browser in the sense, so what and all will be there here. Here we'll be having all the buttons, text box, and links, and everything is going to be there, right? So all these things are going to be interacted easily by by using this particular code. It is going to talk directly with the browsers, and all the they will be able to access, or they will be able to interact, or they will be able to access everything with this particular WebDriver code. So I'll just tell you about these things. Just you understand right now. Maybe you are not understanding this client and server related stuff. Here the server is nothing but it's a browser. For example, see here. So this is the browser, right? If you want to click on any button or link or anything, right? So this browser related stuff, informations and all, that we are just going to call them as an elements. So those elements and all, it is going to be easily interact with this, with our code by just having some set of codes. We are just going to, it is going to talk directly with that particular browser related stuff. So yes, you understand this. In the coming sessions, we are just going to see it in practical. Okay. So now, sir, see, this is the website where you can just go, anyone, like you can just go and see here in this, right? You will be able to see only WebDrivers, IDE, and grid is there. So you will not be able to see this RC at all, because they have totally suppressed. That means they have removed this RC from the. Previously, it was there in the Selenium RC is there here in this website. Now it is not available. Author, like they have removed after this Selenium WebDriver came into the picture and it started working. People started using this WebDriver, right? They thought of removing, because all the features that are available in Selenium RC is available in the Selenium WebDriver. Why we want to keep the two tools? So that is the reason they have removed it. Now you just got it right.
Yes.
So these Selenium WebDrivers, you are just going to call them as Selenium WebDrivers is the successors of Selenium RC, which is going to send commands directly to the browsers and retrieve the results. So which our Selenium WebDrivers are going to talk directly with these web browsers, and it is going to interact with each and every element which is available inside this web browsers. So what is meant by element here? See, each and everything which is available in this website, like a button, link, text box, or a text label, or whatever the elements, whatever the things that is available here, right? That we are just going to call them as a like it's a we are just going to call them as a elements here. So this our code is going to directly talk with this particular elements directly in the process. So I'll just show you how we are just going to interact that. So before going to these particular things, right? So see, if you see regarding the Selenium ID, we have already seen. We are just going to click on this README, and it will take you to the Selenium ID tool where you can just go. And if you want to work with Chrome, you are just going to click on this Chrome. And if you want to work with Firefox, you are just going to click on this Firefox. Already we have added it as an extension to this particular tool, and we have already seen how to open the existing project. You can open any existing project, or if there is anything. So already we have just recorded some set of things, right? I don't know where I have kept yesterday. We have just kept it somewhere, like I just saved it. Not sure where I have just saved. the file which we have saved here is like a side file, right? See here. This is the one of the file which we have saved, demo website. Now I have just like brought up these things. So like this, you can add multiple test cases under this, and you can just go and run this. So if I'm just going to click on this, so it is going to open the URL. It is going to do all the activities. So yesterday, whatever the activities that we have recorded here, right? See, now I'm not doing anything. The tool itself, it is doing all the activities by itself. So these scripts and all, here you are just going to do all the activities only once, and sorry. So, and it is doing all the activities. See, whatever the information that I have entered yesterday, so it is entering all the information and registered got successfully. So now it is doing some other operations, like it is clicking on the my link and saving the information. They're logging out from the system. See, now all the test cases got executed successfully, and finally we got the report saying that this got completed the report. So here all the things has been tick marked, like this test case has been passed, means everything will be displayed in the green color. It's going to show with the tick color. So you can also increase the speed of the test cases. So this record and playback related stuff, you are just going to do. So how can you record the things? If you want to record any other test case, means you can just go and click on this record button, which is available in this tool, right? So when you click on this record button, it will start recording the things. So see here, it started recording. So here, so if you want to record different URL application, means you want to change this application, whatever the URL that you have given here, right? When before clicking on that particular record button, you want to change this URL, which URL you are just going to test. So if you want to add some more test under this, you want to see, this is the test suites, like we are just going to call them as a test suites. So if you want to add any more test cases, you can just go and click on this test and you can add some more tests. So that is morning, like here that you can just weight testing, something like that. You can just add it. Okay. Like see, you can just, you want to give your test case name anything, like okay, whatever the name, like this you can create multiple test cases. If you want to run all the test cases at a single stress, you are just going to click on, sorry. So it is going to you are just going to click on this particular thing. So it's going to run all the test cases at once. If you want to specifically run particular test cases, you are just going to click on this. So regarding this, we have seen yesterday, right? So I think you people are comfortable with the things. Okay, here afterwards, like see, you just try with the things and come back if you have any queries or if you need any clarifications or something. Okay, so now you can also save your code and all those things, execution scripts. And now I'm just going to close this. Okay, we have seen the ID related stuff. When you just go back to the web drivers, right? So before we interact with the web driver, see, with this web drivers only Selenium Grid is going to be worked on. So what is the main purpose of Selenium Grid here? If you see, right, Selenium Grid is a tool. It is used for running parallel tests across different machines and different browsers simultaneously, which results in minimized execution time. That means, see, here using the Selenium WebDriver only, we'll be able to do all the things, but only the things, what is the difference that we have? It is like means, if you want to execute the Selenium WebDriver code parallelly in different machines, and if you want to execute the same set of code by using different browsers, if you want to test, right? So that kind of things and all can be achieved using this Selenium Grid. You are just getting the point, right? So it is going to do the parallel activities. So because of that only Selenium Grid is going to be used. So almost all the things are going to be done by the Selenium web drivers only. Selenium Grid is going to perform only the parallel activities here. You are getting it, right?
Yep.
Okay, these are all the Selenium tools. In that Selenium ID we have already seen. Regarding the Selenium web drivers, we want to see means, first of all, so we want to if you want to work with the Selenium with Python or Java. Python means, so first what you want to do, you want to just go and install the Python related stuff. And then only you will be able to install the Selenium related stuff on top of that. So without the Python language, without the Python editor, because Selenium tool does not have any IDE. You know about what is IDE? So it's nothing but integrated development environment. Okay, so where you are just going to code your application, you are going to write your code. So that related IDE, the separate IDE is not available for this Selenium tool. That is the reason Selenium always depends on some other language. When you are working Selenium with Python, there is a tool, another tool called PyCharm editor is there, where you are just going to code all the Python related code and as well as Selenium related code in that using that PyCharm editor. Okay, if you are going to work with Selenium with Java means there is a tool, another editor called Eclipse, where you are going to write all the code related to Java and Selenium in the Eclipse tool. Like that, if you are going to work with Selenium with C# means there is a tool called Visual Studio. It's one of the tool. It's an editor where you are going to write all the C# and ASP.NET C# and Selenium related code in that particular tool. So like that, so now as a automation test engineer, we are just going to use Selenium with Python here. That is the reason. First step, what you want to do here is you want to just go and install the Selenium IDE tool. Sorry, first you want to install the Python into your system. There is some sequential order of installation of the software is there. I'm just going to guide you about that particular software related installation. Okay, no need to worry about that. Now I'll just finish. Can I just finish this one and I'll go to see here. If it comes to the I'll just finish this document. Nothing will be there here. There is a simple advantages and disadvantages is there. So can I just finish this one and go to the installation part? Okay. So here, if you see, right, so usually what is, which tool is a main competitor in, see, in the market, right? If you are just going with the
Rajesh,
yes.
I think your laptop charge is getting to die, so better to plug in.
Oh, okay, okay. Thank you. One second, I had a charger, but it is not charging it. Thanks, sir. Thanks for it. Yes. I think I did not inserted it properly, I think. Okay, fine. See, when it comes to the like automation tools, right? Like there are a lot of functional automation testing tools are there. In that specifically, in the market, the current market, only two tools are basically competing themselves. So which are the tools? Means one is Selenium, and for this Selenium, which is the another competitor, most in this current world, which is the another competitor for the Selenium means there is a tool called QTP, Quick Test Professional. Okay, this is also one of the test automation tool which is going to be which is used drastically in the current market. So, but actually you cannot say which is drastically used in the current market. Actually, QTP is the one of the main competitor for this Selenium tool. But the people who are using this in the automation side, the people are using a lot of people are using only this Selenium. So only few companies are preferring this QTP tool. But how can you say that like this is the main competitor for the Selenium in the sense? See, I can just say that Selenium is one of the Android phone. QTP is one of the Apple iPhone, Apple phone. Okay, why I'm saying like this? because basically when you are just going to compare these two tools, right? QTP is the one which is standing for the security related stuff, more secured related stuff. When the Selenium is there, means Selenium does not have that much secure related stuff, but it has a lot of features. So like similarly, Android phones is there, right? Android phones is having lot of features is there, but QTP will not have like that lot of features and all. It is going to be have some set of restriction features is going to be available, but with the secure related stuff, all the safe and secure related stuff they are following in the QTP. It's Selenium. This Selenium is a tool which is used by lot of companies, but QTP is used by some set of companies where uh, like they need some set of specific things. They are just going to um, have they are looking for some set of uh, things which is specific to that particular things. So who is going to prefer this QTP and who is going to prefer Selenium means, see, already you know the projects which is going with the banking related, banking domain related stuff. They want to safeguard their data, code, and everything, right? So those kind of peoples and all still they are going ahead with this QTP tool only. But people the common people whoever they want to prefer they want to use they does not have any data restrict. Most probably, see, it's not that much unsecured. It is going to be very much secured only. Maybe at one point of time there will be something will happen, right? So such kind of things and all it's going to be there. Like you just Android phone. So do you feel that it is an unsecured phone? No, right? Anyway, it has its own restrictions over there. In the similar way, Apple iPhones have totally it is restricted. So even if you want to install a small software also, so that is going to that is not going to be very much easy in the Apple. So in the similar way, it's going to be the similar like that. It's going to be QTP. So this Selenium always it is going to compare with this particular advantages and disadvantages with this QTP tool. Okay. So you are just getting it right. So that is the reason QTP and Selenium are the most used tools in the market for software automation testing. Hence, it makes sense to compare the pros of Selenium over QTP. So hence, it is going to make sense to compare the pros of Selenium over the QTP. So if you just compare what are the advantages of this Selenium, right? See here, Selenium, first thing it's a open source. QTP means it is a commercial tool, and see it is a commercial tool. That means for each and every licenses, we want to pay for this QTP tool. So if you want to install in your system, right, you want to pay for the licenses. If you want to install in some other system, they want to pay for that licenses. How many systems you want to in how many systems you want to install the QTP, that many licenses you want to just purchase. So it's going to be more costlier also. So, but Selenium, right, it is going to be open source and free tool. Anyone can go and download the Selenium and install it in their system. And Selenium can execute extended for various technologies that expose DOM and all. That means there is no limitations in adding some set of technologies or some set of various things that you can easily add into this Selenium. Even some set of language support and everything is there. But here in QTP, right, there is some set of limitations. You cannot easily add some set of softwares or technologies easily into this particular QTP tool. There are a lot of restrictions. If you want to add, right, that tool itself, it should get some authorized related stuff. Then only it's going to allow. And here Selenium means it has capability to execute script across different browsers. So that means Selenium is going to support for all the browsers. But the QTP, right, there is a restriction here. Only it supports Firefox, IE, and Chrome. Apart from this, it will not support for any other browsers. And Selenium, right, it can be executed scripts on various operating systems. So it is going to support for various operating systems. here it in QTP, right? It works only with the Windows. That means here it Selenium works with Windows, Mac OS, and then what is that? Like Linux and all the operating systems. You are just getting this point, right? So in addition to that, so QTP is like Selenium is going to support mobile devices also, but when in QTP there is a restrictions here, but using some of the third-party tools like QTP is going to support for that particular thing, and it is going to in Selenium side it's going to execute test with browsers. So focus is not required while script execution in progress. That means, see, when you have run the automation script, right? So there your browser is browser control will be taken only to that particular point of control. So your mouse control and all will not be captured by the Selenium tool. So you can parallelly you can execute your test cases and you can go and you can open some other browsers and do some other activities. So parallel activities can be done. But when it comes to QTP, right, once the test case execution gets started, means your mouse itself, mouse movement control also, it is going to be taken by the scripts. Okay, in the QTP tool itself, it's going to taken your mouse control. So if in any particular system you have started your execution by using this QTP tool, means you cannot do any other parallel activities. You want to just sit and watch that particular test cases. That's it. You are getting my point.
Yeah.
And here in the Selenium, right, you can execute test in parallel with use of Selenium Grid. So parallel test case executions can be done, but when it comes to the QTP, right, QTP cannot execute test in parallel. However, integrated QTP with QC allows testers to execute in parallel. Okay, these are all the advantages of the Selenium. So even disadvantages also is there, as I told you, right? So you have seen only one phase. There is another phase for QTP. So QTP and Selenium means, see, Selenium is going to support web applications only, but QTP is going to support Windows applications and the web applications. So both the support is available here. So if you want to interact with this Windows applications, means you want to depend on some other tools, okay, in the Selenium. And in the Selenium, no features such as object repository and recovery. That means there is no backup and recovery related stuff is available in the Selenium part. But it comes to the Selenium, right? It has its own built-in object repositories where it is going to safeguard your code, your data, and everything. So if anything goes wrong, it is going to get recover the things. So nothing will be lost in the QTP part, but it is going to totally lost the data and everything will get lost if any disaster occurs. So that is the main drawback of the Selenium RC. In Selenium, right, no ID. Specific, I told you, right? So Selenium always depends on some other languages. So for writing the Selenium code also, it is going to depend on other language editors. But here, its QTP has its own ID. So that is the reason even QTP script execution is going to be more faster than the Selenium script execution. Okay, then if you see cannot access controls with the browsers. So, but here, right, it is going to access that in. So you can like previously it has its disadvantages. Now they have, see in the browser, right, we have a lot of other things. So black button, forward button, and like we have the favorite bar related stuff. All these things are going to be that related actions and all can be achieved by using this particular QTP, which cannot be done by using the Selenium RC. Selenium. But nowadays they have just brought up that kind of they have fixed some set of things and all. Now we'll be able to see that. Okay, I'll just show you that those things. And when it comes to the next point, no default test report generation is going to be done. That means default test result generation within the tool is going to be available. See here using the Selenium tool, you cannot generate any report, but using QTP, right, by default the report is going to get generated. So here the Selenium is going to depend on some other third-party tools like PyTest or otherwise robot framework or some set of other things it's going to depend on. So that is the one. Next one is Selenium, right? So for parameterization, users has to rely on programming language. Here for parameterizations, inbuilt, easy to implement in the QTP. Parameterizations in the sense, it is depending on, I told you, right? If you want to pass any data externally, so such kind of things and all, it can be achieved by using some set of other language support only. Here, it has its inbuilt. So that is the reason. Is security wise, it is going to be more secured, and as well as it has its advantages. QTP has its own advantages also when you compare with Selenium. So there are two things is that. So pros and cons is going to be exchanged based on their particular usages. Okay. So these are all the things. Now, just before we go to the Selenium side, right? So what we want to do means first we want to learn the Python. Then only you are just going to write the Selenium code inside the Python. So that I'm just going to guide you how the things are going to happen here. Okay. So first initially we are just going to start with the Python related installation. See, till now, what are the things that we have discussed related to document? I'll just share this document to you people so that if required, you can also read this document and let me know if you have any questions. Okay? Okay, fine. See. But it's clear, right? Whatever the things that we have discussed till now, like maybe if you are not clear also in the ongoing process, you will be able to get clear one by one. Okay, no worries. But you just read the document, then only you'll get some clarity. And you want to read these things when just go to the selenium.dev. You just read what is WebDriver, what is IDE, what is Selenium Grid. All those things are going to give about this particular tool. See, now just before we install Selenium WebDrivers, I just want to go and install the PyCharm editor. PyCharm editor means what? This is a editor where you are just going to write the code, Python code and Selenium code. See, if you want to write any code, right? So there should be some set of specific editors should be available, right or wrong? So somewhere you want to write, right? Either you want to write it in Notepad or you want to write it in a tool or you want to make it into an organized way, then you are just going for some set of tool. That is called PyCharm tool. So just go to the Google here. And first, initially, you just type for the PyCharm download. You just go and type it in a Google PyCharm download. PyCharm, PyCharm. I think you want to do it parallelly. From here, see, already it has been installed in my system. So I'm just showing you because of your sake. Like you want to do these activities. Can everyone can open your systems and just go to the Google and type this PyCharm download. I'm just going to ping you in the chat.
That is a tool.
It is a tool which is used for, it is an editor, IDE. That means Python IDE. IDE in the sense I told you, it is an integrated development environment. So if we want to develop any code in Python or Selenium, we want to just go for this, we want to download this IDE tool first. So it will be available in this particular URL, that is jetbrains.com. This is the URL, or otherwise you can directly use this URL here. Jetbrains.com. So click on that jetbrains.com. See, you people are doing it or not?
Yes, we are doing.
Okay. See, after going to this particular page, you will be able to see this download PyCharm. Or everyone is able to see this? Devan, you are able to see this?
Yep.
So, okay, now is after going, see here, three things will be there: Windows, Mac, and Linux. Here, I am working with the Windows, like I'm just going with select the Windows. And here, two versions will be there. One is professional version, community version. You just go and take it. This professional version is going to be chargeable one. Okay, you don't go for this particular thing. You just go for the community and click on this black color button. Click on that black color button. It is going to download. So you just see from here.
Rajesh, breaking.
Can you go back, Rajesh? I did not get it. After going to the website, what should I do?
Rajesh,
One second, just a minute.
Okay.
See, I just want any one of the person's system should be, because already these things, these activities and all I have done in my system. So I just got downloaded. I want anyone from your end should share your screen so that I'm able to guide you.
I will share.
Yes, please.
Can you please enable the sharing?
Yeah, 1 second, sorry. I want to make you as a presenter, right? Like, who is going to do? Payas.
Yeah, I can do.
1 second. I'm just going to make you as a host. Okay. Now you can share, I think. 1 second. I think you will be able to share, right?
Yeah, I'm sharing, right? Can you see?
Right. Got it.
So where?
So jetbrains.com. Okay. You just got this one. Huh? Okay. So just go to Google first. Actually, or otherwise you just go to this store here. Go back to the same. No. Go back in the sense you just close the sharing.
Oh, sharing?
You just closed our sharing. Screen is not shared.
Yeah.
So click on that. That search option is there, right?
This one?
Search. Yes, search icon. Here you just type. What is
I
that?
haven't downloaded anything. It's the website.
Pardon?
Should I have to download anything or is
No, you just type PyCharm. PyCharm. See, now you got it here. 1 second. PyCharm. It's a professional version. You don't go for that. Come down. You want to go for one of the PyCharm IDE for community version should be there. Come down. PyCharm IDE community version. Community version, it's not there. Huh? Okay, why it is not getting displayed for you? So you just
I
in
haven't
the
downloaded. It's a website. I didn't download the thing.
okay, do one thing. You just go to Google first. Go to Google. So from there
Okay.
only you just came, right? Where in which browser you are using?
Google. Here.
Okay.
This one?
Yes, you can type it. Yes, jetbrains.com.
Yeah.
So it is taking you to this particular page. Not a problem. Actually, you want to
Okay,
get.
1 second.
See, go to Google and just type only.
Yeah.
Don't type JetBrains. You type PyCharm.
Okay.
Download. PyCharm download.
Yeah, if you type PyCharm Python, I'm getting this. I
PyCharm.
can see the download. Yeah, PyCharm
PyCharm
download.
download.
Yeah, this one.
PyCharm Community Edition in the first one is there, right? You click on that. It should take you to the PyCharm Community Edition. Here it's showing up some other thing, right? Just go back. Okay, this is also fine. You can do that. But 1 second, can you please come down? From where you are typing? You are typing it in the Google only. 1 second. You just click on the. You just click on that link. Yes. Yes. This is the screen we want to. But anyway, that is going to be. 1 second. Don't press on the professional version. That is professional is going to be cost. Like community is the free. Click on that download. So it is going to get download. The exe file is going to get download. Let it get complete.
Okay.
So you just open once the exe file gets completed. See, this is the first step. Actually, there is some sequential steps is there. First, we want to download the IDE. Okay. After that, parallelly, you can do another thing. You just go to the Google. Another you tab another tab in another tab. Python download. You just go and type python.org. Python.org. PHON.org. ORG. That's it. Enter. Download also you can click. Okay. Right. Now you want to install parallel. The Python should be installed. Actually, this is the first step. Okay, fine. No, not a problem. See, go to download. There is a download option. Is there, right? Yes. Go to this Python 3.1. There is a button called gray color button. Click on that. This is the latest version. You are just going to download. Yes, super. It's getting downloaded. So you just open Python first.
This one, once it finished.
Yes, let it get finished.
PyCharm or Python?
Python.
Okay.
Okay, it is also both the things got completed. Now first you take this Python, click on that, open that exe file. See, now everyone is following the same steps, right?
Yes.
Okay. Now you just go and click on this install now. Click on that install now. Please, anyone is not able to follow, please then and there, please stop me so that I'll be able to click on that install now. Yeah, it is going to start your Python installation setup. Okay. See, this is the Python. So it is a free tool, which is going to be an open source tool. You can easily download the Python software from the Google by using this python.org website. And it is going to get downloaded to your system.
It is asking, do you want to allow this app to make changes to your device? Yes. Okay.
First, you are installing Python only, right? Not PyCharm.
Yes, I'm doing Python.
What about others? Like
yeah, it's on.
Okay. Then Sneha and Sujata, like you both are doing, right?
Yes.
Okay. See, this is the Python should be installed first, and then you want to install PyCharm editor. Okay, now it's done. Setup was successful, and now you can close this pop-up. Now you just go to the PyCharm community version. PyCharm, click on that. See, it is very simple step and very easy to installation. Anyone can do these things. Okay, so it's going to be very easier. Just click on that. What happened? Open that PyCharm community editor. See, you are having arrow mark, right? Click on that arrow mark and open that. Oh, it is open.
Opening, yeah.
One second. I just want everyone to look here. See, after getting this, you just kindly click on the next button. There is no option like you can just click on next button. Continue. Here, if you required, you can change the destination folder path, or otherwise it is going to take by default C: program files, JetBrains, PyCharm community editor. So it is the latest version. So click on next. If you no need to change any path here, you can just click. That is fine, right?
Okay.
If you required only, you can change. Like it's not required. You can
Desktop.
just button.
Can I use the destination folder as desktop?
Yeah, wherever if you want, you can just install. But it is going to be very safe. Let it be in the program files itself.
Okay.
Okay, click next. Anyway, in the desktop, you are just going to get that. See, now you click on all these checkboxes for create a desktop, PyCharm community editor, add to bin, and add open folders. Now click next button. See, everyone is following, right? Here also JetBrains only. Click on install. Yes, no change. See, it's going to be very easy. Nothing, the 4 checkbox needs to be checked. That's it. All other things are going to be similar. The installation of this PyCharm also it's going to be done. See, everyone is followed the same steps and you have done right. Python installation is done and PyCharm installation also it's going to be get completed. I think everyone.
My network is slow actually.
Oh, it is slow, right? Okay, no problem. So you can do it slowly also, not a problem. We'll just stop after installing this PyCharm installation. So we'll continue the remaining things. So how to create a project, all those things we'll be seeing it in the tomorrow session.
Okay. Where is the Python logo?
Pardon?
Where is the Python logo?
Python logo.
Yeah.
Why you want Python logo here? It is a
No, I just
PyCharm editor. This one is the editor, not the Python. See, Python is already we have installed. We are having that PyCharm Python separately. It is an exe. We have installed it. Now we have done this PyCharm editor setup.
yeah. I'm opening the file.
Okay. I think you have just done with the installation part. If you want restart, not now, you can restart it later also. You finish it at this point of time. Click on the
Okay.
Once it is done right, you just go to your desktop first. So I think you will be able to find both Python and PyCharm, everything in.
Yeah.
See, PyCharm is there. You can directly click on that and you can open. And if you just go and search for Python, right, it will be there in your start. Go and click on the start menu, start button.
Oh yeah, here. Python.
Here Python 3.3.10 is there, as well as PyCharm community editor. Both the things are available here. Don't disturb anything. So we'll just continue the things by tomorrow. Okay. So now the
Okay.
download and installing is done of this both the things.
Yeah.
Can you please change the this? Can you please do me a presenter so that I'll be able to stop the screen
Sorry.
sharing?
Shop.
Just go to the options, that is stop recording.